Good afternoon, it's Marilyn Fontaine from mjfontaine.co.uk, and welcome to our Creative Pioneer interviews. And today we have the wonderful Lisa Law, and I'm going to get you to introduce yourself actually, rather than doing it yourself.
Oh, I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Lisa Law.
And what do you do? Tell us all about yourself.
All about myself. I am. It's really hard actually describing myself. I quite like other people to describe me. But I am a spoken word artist, singer, musician, actor, creative artist, film. See? I have sounds. You
got a theme tune.
I got a theme tune. See? That'll be the angel singing. Yeah, so I am basically I call myself a creative, and I call my output New Bluz Aesthete, which is beauty and rawness. The blues for our people, but actually for everybody, because the blues isn't necessarily only denotes a certain race or anything
race
like that.
Specific, yeah.
Yeah, it's not race specific. Where, especially in these times of economic and world upheaval, coming to the age of Aquarius, especially with these times, that it's always good to still keep the knowledge of the blues, of the griot, of the verbal storytellers, recorders of the zeitgeist of what is happening now and everything. So, and really to speak about that. So it's beauty and rawness, because it's not always pretty, it's not always pat, it's not always fitting in. I don't fit into the box very well.
Well, that's the whole reason I did this series, because it is the unconventional creative pioneers and the polymaths, which are good at many things. And creativity is a force for me, and it's a form of how we express ourselves. And also, I think with a lot of creatives, it's telling a story. So it may not be like HKB Finn said before about your own personal story, but it could be telling a story, and the different mediums is the way one expresses those stories. So it's like a visual, auditory representation of something that's happened. So, the rawness is things that happen to us, which is a natural law, it's a natural law, as well as the good times. You can't get joy without sadness. You have to have a balance. And so all the mediums that you use is another way, it's another book or another story, like you said about the griot. So you're kind of maintaining that function within the society, but it's not always celebrated or defined, is it?
Well, yeah. I mean, there are always, every family has that person who carries the lore for the family.
Yeah.
And that's also in my name as Lisa Law, of folklore, of I am the product of what my ancestors made and brought forth.
Yeah.
And not that it's like, oh, she's the artist. No, but genetically I am the product of all my forebears.
Yeah.
So how does this come into now, and how do we, but still, as much as I'm a new person now, what things that have happened, the more that they study in genetics, genetic memory and stuff comes through. I've traveled around the world, and there's certain places that I'm like, I've been here, when I know I've never been there, but they are so familiar, so sensorially familiar to me, that there's a memory to that, or to that environment that carries through.
So it comes from the DNA, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I also with the lore is I kind of say my thing is from beyond. I come from beyond, or a Kenyan artist, Abdullah. I can't remember his full name. It's gonna kill me. But
I'll put it up. I'll find it.
He gave me a new name, Lisa Obira Dala, which Lisa's come home.
Wow.
Recently. Of that kind of being from the lore, of being that product. If that makes sense.
So yeah, it makes a lot of sense actually, because you know we've just kind of reiterated the same thing about the carrier of stories, or the person that passes on the stories, but it's coming from somewhere within, you know, and that is what a lot of artists
within
do.
and without.
Yeah.
Without, you know,
Yeah.
in the sense of coming from how it comes through you is how it gets processed.
Yeah.
But it does come from, I don't know quite where mine comes from. I think I'm still trying to figure that out.
So how did you get into this work?
I guess kind of what you said before, and this is probably the first time I'll ever own this phrase, so get it on record. I am a polymath.
Polymath, yeah.
Or back in the day, a dilettante. So, where, you know, people would say, if you are kind of that multi-talented or have many talents, that you need to focus, and you know, you're not doing one thing, and most of my personal struggles in my art has been the issue of trying to make myself go in this box, and break myself down, and you know, oh gosh, I can only do this, but I don't really know how to do this one. You know, that is sometimes an issue.
And I think that's what you're saying. It's I think that's how we've been conditioned to a degree. It's because we've been told, you know, in the old days, basically by our parents, you have to get a job in computers, or you have to do this.
You must have something to fall back on.
Yeah. So there was never access to doing several things at once. When you look at the people that was in the media at the time, they did one thing. If you was a singer, you was a singer. Or you may get into a film now and again, or, you know, a musical. But when you look at other people in the media, they're doing several different things in terms of products and stuff. Whereas we can do that now because we've got access to do it. So I suppose the pressure was more heavier on us, you know? So I suppose we had more pressure from family because we weren't allowed to do all these things.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I'm definitely a product of that whole, you have to, I'm Jamaican too, and that whole sense of you have to always have a profession and something, a real thing. And I very much, you know, went to schools, graduated from university and everything, and did that route for quite a long time, and to the point where it literally exploded on me, that for whatever it is, my path is creative, and being a bit of a sojourner, walking my own path, which may not fall to the parameters of what people want of me. And I find that a lot of times it's been the expectations put upon me that has stopped me necessarily always performing to what I need to do.
Yeah.
Because then I'm trying to live up to someone's expectations and they're not actually holding true, and they won't work.
Yeah.
It's annoying because I'm like, I'm doing it, but it won't work.
Yeah.
And so then I have to go, okay, that's not working. Why isn't it? Okay, I'll have to figure out my own way, which is difficult because I don't have a map. You know?
Okay, yeah.
I only have, you know, the bits that were stored in and trying to find my way forward.
So I want to ask you on the back of that, which is not part of the questions, but this thing back again, going into intuition. When you use your intuition, what happens? in terms of your decisions and the outcome?
To be honest, I sometimes find it difficult to actually, I call the world be in the mundanity, because I am quite an intuitive person,
Yeah.
and my gift as an artist is the fact that one of my bandmates has said, described me as I speak the secrets. But in order to speak the secrets or sing the secrets, I hear the secrets.
Yeah.
So that's where my intuition has led me.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, intuition is also, a lot of times we go, go with your intuition. Common sense is also part of intuition.
Yeah.
And you know, there are sometimes through my experiences that intuition has also changed my path, or I've thought I was following intuition, I was following something else, and then gotten drawn back to my path because it was like, no, that's not right.
Okay, so it's about discerning where the intuition is coming from.
Yeah. I think that in some certain things that for your own desires, your intuition can kind of go, oh well, maybe that. But I've learned to quite treasure stillness.
I was about to say that, because
That's where you can hear it best. And with a lot of, especially now in the world with everything, with the internet and all these, so many of these things, that it is quite an overload.
Yeah.
And I can get overstimulated because there's so much coming at you. So my way of connecting to my intuition is to try to find my own stillness amongst the cacophony of everything that's going on.
Yeah. So how important is your creativity to you in terms of not just about how you express in terms of work, but just in general?
My creativity is me.
Yeah.
It's my essence. It is who I am. At times when, I'll give you an example, times when I've tried to work in very corporate environments, I still would have, I could play the role, but there would still be a little issue because other people who, for that is their path more, would notice that I'm not quite one of them, you know, and that would be, you know, I remember working in a place and they said, at the time, I'm very much about, you know, the colors and stuff and keeping, just having this marriage